It's an expectation that millennials have grown up with. You go to school, you get a job, you get a home. But the decision as to whether to rent or buy, well, that's a tough one. And at times, both may seem unaffordable. But the experts we spoke to agree on what you should do. Now, here's how you can make it work for you.
Right now, buying isn't really an option.
I don't have the capital to actually start investing in housing right now.
A few of my friends are buying and some are renting, so they're kind of split half and half, and some still live at home.
Millennials do have a challenge. Right now they're comfortably placed in their parents' basements, so they have to make that transition sooner or later. They have to abandon the nest.
But with the average one-bedroom renting for over $1,700 a month and the average home in the GTA selling for over $700,000, is it better to rent or to buy?
When you have mortgage rates at around 2 and 2.5%, the cost of borrowing is so low that it makes sense for millennials to invest in real estate now, because when the cost of borrowing is about 8-9%, then it would be really tough to get into the housing markets.
But buyer beware, especially when it comes to your expectations.
When you're buying a property, your first home, it's about getting something that's going to work for you. You don't want to overextend yourself. We all want the massive kitchen but this is a fantastic kitchen. It's modern, it's very beautiful. If this home here is set up for comfort, great entertaining, but it's not your biggest home. Nice space, crown moldings again.
A veteran real estate broker, Frank Leo, says millennials tend to want to buy more than they can handle.
They are impatient. They want it all now. They want to be where their parents were, at 60 years old. They want to be there at 25, 30 years old. The problem is that they don't have the funds. They haven't built up their wealth. And so it takes some time to do that.
But that doesn't mean that Generation Y is destined to only live in boxes in the sky. And while a single detached home like this one at $799 may be outside of a millennial's budget, they can still obtain it. They just have to think outside the box.
They may have to make a couple of sacrifices by having a basement apartment potentially, covering some of their expenses, which would give them the equivalent of paying like rent and still owning a property.
Leo suggests finding a home that already has the potential for income built in.
Now your mortgage, instead of $3, it's $2,000 a month. Mm-hmm. What can you get for $2,000 a month? A rental.
Yeah.
So you're living in a home, you own the home, it's not that expensive.
And while Ryerson's Murtaza Haider agrees that buying is best, he suggests the best way to avoid millennium-sized mistakes is to rent in the neighborhood first.
But if you have that feeling already, that you know exactly where you want to be and you like the neighborhood and there's a good property available, then buy it.
The biggest hurdle, of course, coming up with that down payment. Now, the quickest way to do that really is to just budget and save. Millennials will just have to get used to the fact that it'll take them a little bit longer than it took their parents.